Are you feeling like you're not as strong as you used to be? Many older men after the age of 60 have shared that they often wake up in the morning feeling tired, with slower thinking, irritability for no reason, or a sense that their energy is gradually fading. Even though they still eat well and maintain a healthy lifestyle, some people believe this is simply a natural part of aging. But in reality, many age-related changes in physical function are not caused by age itself, but rather by something unexpected. Your morning meal that you thought was healthy, especially fruit. Yes, the very food you've always believed to be good for digestion, full of vitamins, and keeps you young, that's not wrong. But if eaten at the wrong time, especially on an empty stomach in the morning, certain types of fruit can disrupt your hormones, affect your endocrine system, and silently reduce your vitality. In today's article, I will walk you through 7 types of fruit that you should avoid eating in the morning if you want to preserve your physical health, reduce nighttime urination, improve your overall vitality, and support your prostate function. And especially at the end of this article, I'll share a simple but highly effective tip that many geriatric doctors in the United States often recommend for their older patients to do each night before bed. This little routine can significantly reduce nighttime trips to the bathroom and help your hormonal system stay more balanced. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to press that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another helpful health tip made just for you. When it comes to men's health in later life, many people only think of age or mental stress as the cause, but few realize that a glass of orange juice, a ripe banana, or a handful of grapes in the morning, although they may seem harmless, can actually trigger a chain of biochemical reactions that disrupt hormone function and gradually throw off your body's energy balance. After the age of 60, the male body begins to go through many changes. The prostate tends to enlarge slightly, which can press on the bladder and make a person feel the urge to urinate more often, especially at night. At the same time, the hormonal system becomes more sensitive to changes in blood sugar. When you eat fruit that is high in natural sugars on an empty stomach in the morning, your blood sugar spikes quickly, followed by a sharp increase in insulin levels. According to a study from the Harvard School of Public Health, 2023, this response may suppress the production of key male hormones and narrow small blood vessels, especially those that support the urinary and reproductive systems. In other words, what seems like a high-energy breakfast is actually creating a mild hormonal crisis. From the moment you start your day and your body at this age no longer has the same ability to adjust on its own. Now you can understand why just one piece of fruit eaten at the wrong time can quietly affect your prostate and your energy. And in the next section, I'll walk you through the first fruit to avoid when your stomach is empty in the morning. First, soft ripe bananas. Bananas are one of the most common fruits found in every household. Many people believe that eating a banana in the morning provides potassium, supports heart health, feels light on the stomach, and is easy to digest. That's not wrong. But for men over 60, bananas, especially soft, ripe ones, can become a kind of energy trap if consumed the wrong way. As bananas ripen, their starch turns almost completely into simple sugars. These are sugars that the body absorbs very quickly into the bloodstream. A soft, ripe banana can contain about 14 to 17 grams of sugar, which is nearly the same as half a can of soda. The key point is this: if you eat a banana in the morning on an empty stomach, this sugar will quickly raise your blood glucose level, triggering the pancreas to release insulin to push the sugar into your cells. However, in older adults, an early morning spike in insulin is linked to a decrease in the production of essential male hormones. This prevents the body from reaching a healthy hormonal balance for the rest of the day. On top of that, this rapid blood sugar reaction may reduce blood flow to the prostate, which can affect both bladder control and your natural energy levels. You may not notice this right away, but if it becomes a daily habit over many weeks or months, the difference will become clear: poor sleep, more nighttime urination, a noticeable drop in vitality, and a general decline in mood and alertness. So what's the safer way to enjoy bananas if you still want to eat them? Try eating bananas in the afternoon, after a meal that includes protein like eggs, unsweetened yogurt, or peanut butter. This helps slow the absorption of sugar and avoids sudden hormone disruption. And if you think bananas are the only fruit to watch out for, stay tuned for the next one. It's small, sweet, easy to eat, but can have a big impact on your hormonal system. Second, grapes. Grapes are a fruit that many people enjoy because of their mild sweetness, easy to eat texture, and convenience. Quite a few older adults over 60 have the habit of eating a handful of grapes right after waking up or along with a warm cup of tea in the morning as a way to freshen the mouth or provide a natural energy boost. But that very convenience and gentle sweetness may quietly affect your physical and urinary health. In fact, grapes are among the fruits with the highest sugar to weight ratio. Just 10 to 15 small grapes can give you around 15 to 20 grams of simple sugar, mainly glucose and fructose. What makes them especially concerning is that grapes contain very little fiber, so this sugar is absorbed extremely quickly into the bloodstream, especially when eaten on an empty stomach. According to an analysis from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, a rapid rise in blood sugar early in the morning can cause the pancreas to overreact and release more insulin than usual. As a result, the body's hormone system may be suppressed for the next 3 to 4 hours, leading to tiredness, reduced alertness, and a drop in your body's natural energy levels. In addition, grapes can also irritate the bladder in people with an enlarged prostate, increasing the urge to urinate more often throughout the day. If this becomes a regular pattern, you may begin to notice a decrease in vitality, a lack of sharpness or initiative in the morning, and lighter or more restless sleep at night. So what's the right way to enjoy grapes? If you still love this fruit, try eating it in the afternoon after a meal that includes protein, such as chicken breast or tofu. And it's very important not to eat grapes when your stomach is empty or right after waking up. In the next section, I'll share something interesting. It's a drink many people believe is good for the immune system, but in fact it contains just as much sugar as soda. Third, pure orange juice. Many older adults still hold the habit of drinking a glass of orange juice in the morning, believing it to be a way to add vitamin C, boost immunity, and cleanse the body after a long night's sleep. However, if you are a man over 60 and are experiencing issues like nighttime urination, a gradual loss of energy, or unexplained fatigue, that morning glass of orange juice could be quietly placing extra stress on your hormone system and prostate. Here's a fact few people know. One 250 milliliters glass of orange juice can contain up to 22 to 26 grams of natural sugar, equal to or even higher than the sugar content of a can of soda. And because orange juice contains no fiber, this sugar is absorbed directly and very quickly into your bloodstream, especially if you drink it on an empty stomach. This causes a rapid spike in blood sugar, which forces the body to produce insulin in response. However, according to research from Tufts University in the United States, for older men, a prolonged and intense insulin response in the morning can weaken adrenal gland function and reduce the production of male hormones for the rest of the day. As a result, you may feel drained by noon, more easily irritated, sleepy by early afternoon, and notice a vague but real drop in your natural energy. Moreover, high sugar levels tend to cause swelling in tiny blood vessels in the urinary area, leading to discomfort in the lower abdomen, frequent urges to urinate, and more trips to the bathroom at night. So how can you still get the benefits of oranges without the worry? It's simple. Eat a whole orange with its pulp around noon or in the afternoon. The fibre in the pulp helps slow down sugar absorption and prevents unnecessary metabolic shocks to your body. In the next section, we'll talk about a fruit known as the king of summer. But if eaten at the wrong time, especially right after waking up, it can directly affect blood flow in the lower abdomen and reduce physical energy in older age. Fourth, watermelon. Watermelon is a widely loved fruit, especially in the summer. Its sweet, refreshing taste, high water content, and the feeling of cleansing the body lead many people to choose watermelon as the first thing they eat in the morning. Many older men have shared that right after waking up, they often cut a few slices of watermelon to eat before taking medication or preparing breakfast, because it feels light on the stomach and easy to digest. But few realize that this very habit may disrupt blood circulation and reduce hormonal activity in later years. In reality, watermelon is more than 90% water, but it also has a high glycemic index, GI, which means it raises blood sugar levels very quickly. This means that just a small bowl of watermelon in the morning can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, triggering the body to release more insulin than needed, especially when the stomach is empty. According to an analysis by the McMaster Geriatrics Centre in Canada, strong blood sugar fluctuations in the early morning among older adults can interfere with hormone production and affect blood circulation in the lower abdomen. This is the area where blood vessels support the prostate and other important physical functions. In addition, because watermelon is digested so quickly, the body becomes hungry again soon afterward, leaving you tired, sluggish, and more likely to crave sweet snacks throughout the morning. This creates a chain of negative reactions for your hormone system and overall male health. If you still want to enjoy watermelon, the recommendation is this. Eat a small amount after a protein-rich lunch to make sure the sugar from the fruit does not affect your hormonal system too quickly. Up next, we will explore a sweet and flavorful tropical fruit that may lead to fat buildup in the liver and have a strong impact on male hormones if eaten the wrong way. Fifth, ripe mango. There is no denying that mango is one of the most beloved tropical fruits. Its aroma, rich sweetness, and vibrant color make it a popular choice for dessert or even as a morning snack because it's easy to eat and full of vitamins. But for people over the age of 60, eating ripe mango on an empty stomach in the morning carries hidden risks to hormonal and physical health. Mango contains a high level of fructose, a simple sugar that is processed directly by the liver. In younger individuals, the liver still functions well and can handle fructose without major issues. But in older adults, liver function has naturally declined and insulin resistance increases with age. Eating ripe mango in the morning may contribute to fat buildup in the liver, a condition known as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. According to a report from the McMaster University School of Medicine, 2023, fat accumulation in the liver is directly linked to reduced production of key male hormones. This can throw off the balance of the hormone system, causing fatigue, lowered energy, poor concentration, and a decline in the natural sense of motivation often associated with masculinity. In addition, the fructose in mango may reduce the body's production of nitric oxide, a compound that helps maintain healthy blood circulation, especially to the lower abdomen and prostate. When blood flow weakens, you may notice more frequent nighttime urination, trouble falling into deep sleep, and waking up without feeling truly refreshed. If you still want to enjoy the delicious taste of mango, you absolutely can. But make sure to eat it as a dessert after lunch in small amounts, no more than half a mango, to avoid putting stress on your liver and hormone system. In the next section, you'll learn about a fruit with a clear appearance and refreshing taste, often believed to aid digestion, but if eaten at the wrong time, It can disrupt hormone balance even more than mango. Sixth, fresh pineapple. Pineapple is often seen as a symbol of freshness and vitality. For many people, and a few slices of pineapple in the morning help stimulate the taste buds, digestion, and are even believed to cleanse the liver. But few know that if eaten on an empty stomach, especially at the start of the day, this fruit, which seems healthy, can actually cause serious disruption to the male endocrine system. Pineapple contains bromelain, an enzyme that supports digestion when consumed at the right time. However, pineapple also has a relatively high glycemic index and low fiber content. When eaten on an empty stomach, the sugars in pineapple are quickly absorbed into the bloodstream, triggering a sudden spike in blood sugar. The body then has to release insulin to restore balance, and as explained in previous sections, morning insulin fluctuations can lower male hormone levels in older adults. According to data from the Endocrine Society in the United States, regularly consuming high glycemic fruits in the morning not only affects hormone levels, but also increases the risk of inflammation in small blood vessels, especially around the prostate and bladder. This helps explain why some people feel a slight discomfort in the lower abdomen, experience more frequent urination. I have difficulty controlling the flow, or struggle to sleep deeply after eating pineapple. In addition, the light acidity in pineapple may also irritate the stomach lining when it's empty, causing mild discomfort or heartburn in some older individuals. My advice is this: avoid eating pineapple early in the morning, especially on an empty stomach. If you still want to enjoy it, try having a few small pieces in the evening after a meal that includes leafy greens and protein. This way, it can serve as a light dessert that supports digestion without disrupting your hormones. And finally, we'll talk about a type of fruit that often hides in handbags or snack containers. Dried fruit. It may seem healthy, but in reality, it could be a sweet attack on your hormone system in later life. Seventh, dried fruit. Many people over the age of 60 have the habit of eating a few pieces of dried fruit in the morning, such as raisins, dates, dried apricots, or dried apples, often along with cereal or a warm cup of tea. The light feeling in the stomach, convenience, easy chewing, and high energy content make dried fruit a popular snack, even seen as a healthier option than pastries or fried foods. But in reality, this type of fruit may have the strongest impact on the male hormone and energy systems when consumed at the wrong time. When fruit is dried, all water is removed, leaving behind concentrated fiber and a very high density of natural sugars. For example, a small handful of raisins can contain as much sugar as a candy bar. Since there is no longer water and very little fiber to slow digestion, the sugars in dried fruit are absorbed extremely fast, especially when eaten on an empty stomach. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, the rapid absorption of sugar from dried fruit causes a spike in insulin levels, which disrupts hormonal balance in older adults. It may suppress adrenal gland activity and reduce the production of key male hormones. Beyond that, eating dried fruit early in the day puts the body into a sugar-burning mode for the whole morning, leading to faster fatigue, poor emotional control, and reduced blood circulation in the lower abdominal area. If you still want to enjoy this kind of fruit, you absolutely can, but eat only a very small amount, and only after a lunch that includes protein and healthy fats, such as a meal with salmon, beans, or eggs. At that point, the sugar will be absorbed more slowly and will not significantly affect your hormone system. So we have now explored 7 familiar fruits that may seem harmless at first glance, but if eaten at the wrong time, especially in the morning on an empty stomach, they can quietly disrupt hormone balance, reduce blood circulation, and affect energy levels in men over the age of 60. From soft, ripe bananas, fresh grapes, orange juice, to mangoes, watermelon, pineapple, and dried fruits. They all share one common trait. They contain high levels of natural sugars that are quickly absorbed. This can lead to sudden insulin spikes, which suppress hormone function and destabilize prostate health. When this pattern is repeated day after day, month after month, many people begin to feel more tired, experience more frequent urination, sleep less deeply, and lose the natural sense of control and confidence they once had. The good news is, you don't need to change everything overnight. Just start with tomorrow's breakfast. Remove these fruits from the most sensitive time of the day and replace them with more stable options like boiled eggs, unsweetened yogurt, avocado, low sugar oatmeal, almonds, or a few low sugar berries such as blueberries or strawberries. And as I promised at the beginning, here is a small tip that few people know, but it is extremely effective for older adults. Soaking your feet in warm water for 10 to 15 minutes before bedtime. Many studies have shown that this helps reduce nighttime bladder irritation, improves blood flow to the lower abdomen, and supports more stable hormone activity. As a result, it can help you reduce nighttime urination and restore natural vitality. If you found today's content helpful, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because in the next video, I'll be sharing 5 fruits that can naturally and safely restore hormone balance, support prostate health, and boost energy levels. And how about you? Are you currently eating any of the fruits on today's list? Leave a comment below. We are always here to listen and ready to walk this journey with you.